Hello everyone and welcome to Gierok Farms. In today's video we're going to be heading to the back side of the farm, and we got this project where we're pulling out a fence and then we're going to take the furrow that's there and level it off and probably move the fence uphill a little bit. Dad, he already headed up there. I'm sure he's trimming brush and things like that. The skid steer's up there. I'm in the 7810 here with the winch on the back. Got a tree that we got to pull up into the pasture so that we don't ruin our nice hay field. A bit of a land improvement type day-to-day, I guess you could call it. So hope you all enjoy the video. Let's get up there and start helping Dad out. Got to get all these cows up and out of the way so I can drive through here. Time since I've had to drive up this Dugway road almost all winter. It's a weird feeling. Spring is fast approaching. Okay, we made it up here, and as you can see, the bulldozer is already staged and ready to go. I think he's going to be coming tomorrow to take that furrow out for us. So the plan is to replace this whole fence along this field here on the back side of the farm. A lot of the posts were getting old and it was starting to lean downhill. And then we thought we'd take advantage of this and move the fence uphill a little bit, and then we could make the field a little nicer. We're not going to go up too far, but especially because it gets really steep, but this for sure will help improve this hayfield along with the fence itself for the pasture. Very excited about this project. Dad, he's been pulling out the old fence here for the past couple days, and he's staging a bunch of the materials that we might be able to use again uphill and out of the way. Right in here it gets really steep. I don't know if the camera does it justice or not, but it gets pretty darn steep up there. So right here we probably won't be able to fence uphill very much. I know for sure, like behind me and then around the corner there'll be some room to bump the fence up a little bit further. For when it comes to productivity, you don't want to get too much up into here because you get less and less topsoil and more sand. So to look at how we need to tackle this is the tree that we need to pull up and out. So we got to get up there by Dad in order to winch this guy out. Got our winch going. Dad's hooking us up right now. Man, this is steep. I know that camera doesn't do it justice. much higher up do we want to go?
Well, we'll go one more pole and then we'll...
Now to make our way back down the hill. We got the tree in a spot where we can work on it and even get the skid steer up there and grapple stuff. It's a somewhat easier place to saw and cut it up and get it out of the way. And now this way we tore up our pasture just very little and didn't have to mess around in the hayfield, which is perfect. Okay, brought the tractor to the other end of the field so it's staged and ready to go for when we're headed home. Shouldn't need the winch anymore. I'm gonna walk over to the section of the fence that we have standing yet in the small orchard, I guess you could call it, and we're gonna start plucking post with the skid steer and throwing the wire uphill and getting it ready for when that dozer's pushing dirt. I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but the neighbors across the way there are doing tillage, which is crazy to think about, being it's the middle of March while I'm filming this. It's been a really dry winter and early spring so far, and I think there's a lot of people already getting their tillage done and out of the way. I know there's already been some small grains seeded down. As for corn and soybeans though, I don't think we'll see any of that till for sure April. Even then, early April, that's really pushing it in our neck of the woods, but who knows with this weird weather we've been having so far. I met up with Dad here now, and he wants to talk a little bit about what he's been working on up here. We got that section of fence to do yet, but that's what we're gonna accomplish this afternoon.
A little bit to take out here yet, and I cut this out like a year and a half ago, and it's already to the point where I'm fighting in the brush trying to get to the wires. This is the easy stretch. Yeah, and then here, I mean, this is probably, it's probably a little over a quarter mile. The whole, we're just gonna go to where the wood starts. And then John's gonna take this hump off and clean up some of these cow paths and stuff. He had that one tree we just pulled up, he's gotta grub that out. It gets really steep. You see how that is, and then there's almost like a little ledge from plowing all them years. Some of these apple trees have been pruning up. That it certain attracts deer. There's absolutely no doubt. If it's gonna stay dry like this, some of this junky stuff here I'm gonna cut off and pile up. And won't be doing any burning or anything for a long time, but anyway, clean it up because you can drive here now. Typically this is what, east side. We're middle of March. This would actually be the muddiest time. You wouldn't even want to work here by hand because it's slippery and there's still some snow yet up here and all that. So I gotta show you what else I found. Mason now, he's been, you know, a little spare time he's been going shed hunting. And I told him he should come help me with this fence project.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
It's laying right here in front of the four-wheeler. And the thing is with this, you look on the ground, which your camera can't really tell, but, you know, the branches that fell off some of the trees look just like it. You know, I found, I think it's probably an 8-point when you were a little kid. And somebody asked to go up here shed hunting like a couple weeks earlier. I ended up finding one just picking up brush. And then I asked him if he found anything. Yeah, he found the other half.
Oh, that's sweet.
Then I said my little boy would sure love to have both of those, you know, and he had a whole stash of them, so he did bring it to us. So we got set. I don't know. What's your opinion? They claim they lose the one, they try to knock the other one off nearby.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's. Maybe these guys got an opinion too, but I think so. Yeah.
You know, so I've been walking around here all day yesterday, but I don't know. He maybe lost this last night. And then the other thing is, because we got all this activity, Dad's always up here with the chainsaw and the cattle, and always something. They claim there's no big deer.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty decent sized deer.
But anyway, the apple trees, they'll go for an apple any day over a cob of corn.
Well, I don't blame guys with just hunting properties, but if you think of how appealing a farm property is, even though we're taking the crop off the field, the food source here compared to just a pure hunting property, even if they have food plots and all that, it's insane here. It's pretty much like a beef cow eating a property like this.
They got pretty free going. My opinion is when you get farms like this, and typically if we weren't farming, a lot of this probably would have ended up that way, overgrown with all the brush and nobody would have pruned these apple trees like I do, and they wouldn't put out if they had other competition with. I think the deer don't use it for hiding because it's so thick, and then you try to hunt it, like drive the woods and all that.
Yeah.
Where here we got all this openness, like you said. You got a crop here, you got a pasture here, you got the apple trees, and then you got the woods. They kind of got the whole dynamics. So that's kind of cool. So I got to razz Mason because him and his friend, they went a couple times this spring. They just shed hunt. I said, Mason, you want to come and help me? Like, so I could rub it in now. So I'm not, now I'm going to be making the loop here trying to find the other half. So
Yeah, that'd be something. That'd be a big deer.
But yeah, so we're gonna start taking wires off, and then we'll be plucking posts out.
I got two already. I got this third one to roll. Well, we're rolling it up part way, then we just throw it up on the bank here so it's out of John's way. The posts will probably pull out, make 3-4 different little piles so nobody has to run into them, but this will go quick.
All right, let's get to work.
See, here's a place where they go underneath. Along this whole stretch, there's maybe about 4 or 5 of these where there's almost like they almost dug it out trying to climb under the fence. Instead of going over it, they go under it. So you roll them up like that and sell them at craft shows.
Yeah.
And they take the money and go buy new barbed wire.
Yeah, hang it on your wall.
That's something. The old people throw it out, say that's garbage. No,
This bottom wire is too new for that. You gotta use like that third one. Or
you mean it's too shiny?
Yeah, you use the rusty one.
Let to soak it in acid first and leave it lay outside. Well, we got plenty of that rusty stuff lying around too.
Now we got all the wires out of the way, so I think it's time to fire up the skid steer. Okay, and we are finished with our end of the deal here, at least for today. Tomorrow, John's gonna come and push some dirt around, get rid of that furrow, and then we'll be seeding it down and putting a fence back in. Thank you all for sticking to the end of the video. It was a really productive and nice day so far. Make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe, share, comment, all that fun stuff. Also, make sure to go check out GierokFarms.com and get yourself one of these Gierok Farm hats if you haven't already. Summer's coming up. You guys are gonna need a nice hat working out in the sun, or relaxing out in the sun, even better. Anyways, thank you all for the support, and we will see you next time.